everybody. Welcome back to Santino Sunday Cigar Review. This week we're going to be doing the Mill DIAS by Crown Head, so stay tuned.
Get it.
Hi, good morning. Welcome back to Santino's Sunday Cigar Review. I'm Mike. Of course, Maddy is here with me. Today, as she mentioned, we're discussing Crown Head's Mill DIAS cigar that just recently came out, right? A few weeks ago. Not a lot of information on the internet about it. You know, the big couple of sources, you know, have their wrap out already. But just want to let everybody know, sometimes, you know, these cigars have weird names, unique wrappers, colorful boxes. Sometimes I like to get a little history behind the cigar. So Mil Diaz literally means 1,000 days. And that's because John Huber and Luciano and the Pichardo Tabacalera factory started this collaboration back in 2017. So, kind of cool. So now you know a little bit how they named the cigar. It took them 1,000 days to get this thing, I guess, from creation in their mind to the fields, cultivate it, and market it and out to the public.
Yes.
So, all right. Maddy, we know you haven't been able to smoke this cigar, but I think you've been around enough people who have, and you know. So, anyways, I've already started my first third, guys. What I think you're gonna find before I get into in the next segment a real breakdown of the cigar, you're gonna find what Crown Heads is known for as being a standout, you know, boutique kind of craft little company. All right, and I thought those words are a little generalized nowadays. You know, some people say, well, they're too big to be craft, or they're too big to be this. Well, I don't know. I don't worry about the definitions, but they are a small independent company that collaborates with really interesting people in the market to create, once again, a quality, well-constructed, and unique cigar. And that's one of the reasons we like it here, because I think we're a little unique in what we do. So stay tuned. In the next segment, we'll start breaking this cigar down. All right, welcome back, everyone. So as you can see, I'm probably about halfway through, so I'm into that second third. You know, a little funny story that I'm going to say in a second, but what I'm getting out of this cigar is, look, because it's, I think you're right, and you're going to touch on this, that it has a lot of Luciano and John Huber collaboration on this cigar, but mostly I would imagine the unique picking of, you know, of the blends and stuff obviously was to both of them, but you kind of see Luciano through this cigar, right? It's complex. It's you know, you're going to get the standard stuff with smoking a medium-bodied cigar from Esteli, and I don't want to wait to get the wrapper, binder, and filler for you, Maddy, but what I'm getting is that it's a creamy smoke in the second third. It has almost a sweetness of sweet evaporated milk, maybe a touch of molasses or brown sugar. You kind of get a little nutmeg. It's a lot of cool, light spice throughout the cigar. Nothing, for me, overpowers. One spice doesn't kill the other ones. So it's a nice transition in and out of some uniquely put together blends of taste, which I like. So what do you got for us here?
So I'm going to do a little bit of breakdown on this cigar. So it's got an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and the fillers on this are one of these. Whenever I first read what the fillers were on this cigar, I was a little confused for a second, because it has Nicaraguan, Costa Rican, and fillers from Peru as well. Now, as soon as I saw the fact that the fillers were from Peru, I got clued in that Luciano was a huge part of the cigar. As one of his cigars, the Traveler by him, it's actually made with tobacco from Peru as well, and it's about the only cigar I've seen, other than this one, that has that Peruvian tobacco in it as well. And that's also, whenever I saw people describing like how it smoked and everything like that, I could tell that he was also a big part of it too, because back last year, Luciano actually visited us here at Santino's, and he was rolling cigars and stuff like that. And at that time, I could actually smoke them. And there was a couple of blends that I was just like, that is almost exact. And then I heard people describing this, and I'm like, that's almost exactly like what I had whenever he was rolling stuff back then. And it was really cool. In fact, by watching him, I got really interested in how to learn how to roll cigars, and I'm getting better at it. It's still not great, but yeah.
You know, and another little story about this. I remember when this cigar first came in a couple weeks ago, and I tried it. I don't know if you recall, Maddie, but when I wasn't paying attention and developed a nice long ash, and I knocked it off and tell the audience kind of what happened. I think this is you. I don't know if I've ever seen this done.
Yeah.
Maybe one other time, but it kind of talks about the really good construction of this cigar.
Yeah, so with this cigar, whenever Mike knocked the ash off of it, I actually looked over into the ashtray and was able to actually pick it up without it falling apart on me, which was something that I haven't really ever seen as far as construction-wise and quality-wise on a cigar, which is really just kudos to them on that one.
All right, so stay tuned. We're going to get into our last segment and wrap this up and get to our pros and cons. Stay tuned. All right, Maddie mentioned Luciano was very instrumental in creating this cigar with John Huber. I want to make a little mention of something. A lot of times, you know, we sample all kinds of profile and taste and size of cigars and everything out there. But there is a lot of use, whether you've been smoking 2 weeks, 2 years, or 20 years. There's some people that just like a milder cigar. And I want to just throw this out because you had mentioned Luciano and you mentioned the Traveler specifically, and we have the Traveler here. But for people looking, a lot of people look for Davidoff because it's considered a supreme quality cigar that is mild. I will tell you, I've smoked many Davidoffs and I've smoked the Traveler, and I think Luciano has them beat. And I know, look, that's sacrilegious. I get it. And I get we'll probably have all kinds of comments. But, folks, I'm not trying to change anyone's mind. I'm trying to say, for me, the Traveler would stand up to a Davidoff, and it's less money. Give it a shot. Luciano is a very creative person in our industry, and we need more people like him. All right. So getting back to now, just wrapping this up. You know, the cigar has stayed consistent. You know, it's still all the little things I mentioned: the molasses, the nutmeg, the sweet evaporated milk, the cedar. You know, maybe a hint of hay or grass. It's all there. It's great. Cigar hasn't went out. It's burning symmetrically. It's all things we always love to see in a premium cigar, right? So I'm going to kind of jump right into my pros and cons. I don't know, Maddie, if you got one yet, but I'm going to tell you, I did a little reading on, this is my pro, on Crown Heads this morning, and I found out, you know, John picks, you know, the name of Crown Heads, you know, all has meaning, and you can read that. I won't give you a little lesson on the history of his company, but his cigars, you know, we mentioned Mil Diaz means 1,000 days. But he has a quote that he quotes Michelangelo, the famous artist from Italy. And something like, you know, you have to take a stone and create that image that's in your head into that stone and be unique, right? So I like that he quoted Michelangelo, one of my favorite people, and started his company with that motto. But my con would be, has nothing to do with the cigar. I want to see more people not sell out to the big name stores. And here's something about this cigar specifically. So for the first year that it was out, it was exclusively only available on a big online store, which I won't mention by name. Anybody who bought this cigar before it was introduced recently knows the only place you could have got it was this big conglomerate, okay? So I like John's philosophy. I like his motto. I like the things he stands for. But now you really have to put your money where your mouth is and don't take the big money and just do what you do because you have a passion for doing it, and because it's good, it will sell. And that's my only con. Stay true to yourself. Not everyone has the luxury to take big money to get their idea started. So kudos though to Crown Heads. They put out another fine product. Maddie, you got anything to wrap up?
So for me, honestly, a pro of this cigar for whenever I turn 21 is that it's in a perfect ring gauge. Like, it's in that perfect size that I truly do love, and it's still within that 8 to 12 price point that we always talk about on this channel. So this might actually become one of my go-to smokes upcoming in March. So.
All right, so Maddie, close us out here, and guys, thank you for this session.
All right, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out our website for details of what's happening. Make sure you check out our Facebook as well, because we're always posting new stuff that's coming in on there. And yeah, I think that's pretty good.
All right, remember here at Santino's, we drink
We smoke and we
know things.
Have fun, y'all.